Okay. I think I'm live. And if anyone's here and if anyone sees me, please say something, please. Uh, I believe I'm live on Streamyard. So this is a test, and we'll talk about stuff too, but I'm using Streamyard. It's supposed to be recording it to YouTube, is my understanding. so, uh, so if you're here and you see this, please say something. Let me know you're here, uh, and let me know that you see me and you hear me. Uh, so, yeah. um, Let me see. There, and there's my sister. Yeah. Uh, Kathy, if you would click on that link I sent you and see if you can enter studio and see if I can add you. Let's see if that works. Uh, my understanding for the free version, I'm supposed to be able to add up to 6 people, and I think there's 20 hours of streaming per month that you're allowed for the free version. Now, I intend to pay for the professional version, or whatever you call it, $15 or $20, but it'll probably be more like the end of this month, the beginning of next month. That's unlimited streaming and all that good stuff. So, yeah. But anyway, I see Kathy in the chat there. But Kathy, if you can click on the link I sent you to enter the studio, and let's see if that works. And let's see if I can add you on here. And my intention is, hang on. See me? No, I do not. I see your comments in the chat, but I don't see you in video. Hang on. Well, are you in the studio? Do you see me in the studio? Because I'm not seeing you. Because there's supposed to be like a little bubble here or something where I see you. Like I say, this is a test, and if I get this to working, then but yeah, I'm not solo. Let's see. Yep. No, I'm not seeing anybody yet. So hang on. Kathy says wait. So okay, I'm waiting. Sorry guys. This, like I say, this is the first time I've done StreamYard that Wes set me up for StreamYard back when I did the Jacking It with Jay shows, but it's been a while since I've done that. So this is, and I'm using the free version of StreamYard. And so I'm waiting to see if Kathy's going to show up. I think maybe. Look at there.
Hey, brother.
There you are.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can see you. You're cropped because I guess you're on the cell phone, so you're like a little like that.
Yeah. I use my cell phone. It's easier.
Yeah. But yeah, I see you, and I'm assuming other people are seeing you. If there's anybody else in here, I don't know. I'm not seeing anybody else in here yet. But yeah.
So, I can't see the chat because you're running the show. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know. That's like I noticed whenever I've been in a show that if I'm a guest, but there isn't a thing on the maybe that you can click on that says comments or something that you can click on?
Well, it says mic, cam, chat, more. Leave.
Okay.
So
well, if there's any comments, I'll put them up on the screen, or I'll read them.
Well, yeah, you just read them. I mean, I'm afraid if I hit chat, I'll leave you.
Yeah, no, right now you're the only one I'm seeing. So,
okay.
But we'll give it a little bit. But anyway, I'm dressed kind of like I was yesterday, so you're seeing my naked body. But I've got a lion today. So
yep, so, I saw that. I like them. Yeah. They look real.
Yeah, and they're really made to put on your arm, I think. But the hell with it. But yeah, it's so damn hot, and it's not as hot as it's going to be. It's like in the 8. Alexa, what is the temperature in my living room?
The living room temperature is 80.2 degrees.
Yeah, well, so it's 80.2 in here.
Yeah, it popped up and it showed me, but a few minutes ago I didn't hit enter studio. So that's the only thing that I did wrong, but I did it wrong. So it wasn't you.
Well, like I say, this is a test, and we're going to do a show. We're going to talk. I thought, we'll, because we could do several shows talking about favorite movies and stuff.
Yeah.
You've got some ideas of some movies you want to bring up. So let's wait on that for a little bit.
But look,
ma'am.
I said, I don't give a shit. Look.
Oh, look. I didn't know you had Dawn.
I begged you. I told you. I said, listen, Jay, I let one of my work people borrow it and they never brought it back. You go, well, here, I got one. I'll give you one. Now, they're few and far between, so don't ever let it go.
Yeah. Well, it's out of print. And if you go to like Amazon, they want like $60-$70 or something for it, because it's out of print.
Yeah.
And I can't afford my own damn movies. So.
I know.
And someday I converted it to MP4. So someday I'll put it probably on YouTube and so people can watch it. And there's a new, it's the, I guess you call it the director's cut, where, the original ending is put the way it originally was, because when I sold it to Tempe, but J.R. Bookwalter wanted me to have that ending after the credits, because he wanted to end with that gunshot,
which was,
ma'am.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah.
Well, I would imagine there's a lot of people that just stopped it, never saw the thing after the credits, with the sheriff being interviewed and all that, which I really like that.
And they go to memorial.
Yeah, they go to the memorial and all that. And to me, that's a really important ending to the movie. But I would bet there's a lot of people that's never seen that the credits roll and they stop the movie because that's the end of it,
Yeah.
And but this director's cut, so to speak, has restored right after the gunshot. Then I have like 6 months later or something like that, and then it goes with the sheriff, and is there anybody else in here? I don't see a way to find out how many people, let's see, viewers. Well, I guess you're the only one right now. So, but you saw an alert, or so to speak, on YouTube showing that we're going to have the show today. So.
Because I clicked on the bell and it gives you 3 different ways to get notifications, and I put all, ALL, and you click on the all one, and that way anything you do is on the channel will pop up notification. And I got a notification 30 minutes ago.
Okay,
you'll be on in 30 minutes. Yeah.
Well, good. So, maybe we'll get a few more people in here.
So Dot and her mom come to visit me today.
And what's she up to? What's Dot's interest these days?
Big time crochet. She's crocheting up a storm. She's making blankets. She's doing crochet even by her hands without any kind of hooks. That girl's she's teaching herself all kinds of cool stuff. And I had a bin full of yarn. And I told her, I said, see that bin over there put it on Nana's bed. She was sitting here chilling with me in my room. And I said, do you want that? And she goes, yeah, I'll pick out what I want. She picked out like, I don't know, 6, 8 of them. And I said, do you want the whole thing? Really? I can have the whole thing. Oh, thank you, Nana. Thank you, Nana. It wasn't brand new yarn, Jay. It's where I'm in the thrift store and I see, a thing with 2 or 3 different little balls for like $1, And so I've been collecting now 6, 8 months because me and her did some crocheting. She wanted me to take she did the daisy chain when she first started, and that's all she could do, right? And so I took some of those and brought them over here when I moved. She just started before I moved. And then I made baby blankets for her dolls with it. I used it kind of like a starter, and then I made the baby blankets for it. I made 2 or 3 of them. I can't remember. But anyway, so she was so excited to get it. She was cute. It's like, I can't believe it, Nana. Thank you. I said, baby, you're welcome.
Well, that's cool. You taught her a skill, taught her something that she.
I taught her, and then she took off with it. Taught her mom. Her mom says it's just she's not really into it, really, but she's learned how to do her own variations. That's what Mother did with me. She's like, well, Kathy, I don't have patience to teach, but look, you do this, 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 and this, and I'm like, okay. And she said, now you can figure out the rest. And so I worked on, that one that she and I worked on together. We worked on one together. And then she said, now at your end, come over here. So she showed me how to do the end. You got to do a certain way and go back, right? So she was patient enough. In fact, we did some crocheting together when I stayed with her when you and Barry went to Frightmare weekend that year. You said you was kind of, remember, because she had fallen before you were going to go, and you thought, man, I'll cancel. And I said, no, as long as it's on a weekend, Jay, because I had to work back then, I'll come. And I did. I came and stayed the weekend with her. Me and her had a good time. We ate all kinds of stuff you wouldn't let her have. And I said, I'm going to go up and get some of them barbecue sandwiches and chips. Ooh, let me tell you what kind of chips I want. I want some of their Fritos. Jay don't want me eating that mess. I said, Mama, because it's bad for you. Well, yeah. I said, honey, I'll get it for you. You want a regular soda? Yeah. See, they got a grape, some kind of grape. They didn't. So I called her from up there. I said, they got orange crush. Yeah, that'd be good. She drank on that soda all weekend, a little bit, like a fourth a cup at a time. And then she goes, do I got any of that soda left? I said, yeah, Mama, just a little bit. Well, let me drink it up so Jay don't know I was doing wrong. I said, I won't tell. It's my weekend with you, but it was funny. She said, I'm hungry for a cheeseburger, double cheese, mayonnaise. I want mayonnaise on it. And I said, you want bacon on it? No, but I do want lettuce and tomato.
And so, she didn't. That's something that Mama didn't like, to have the bun on the grill. She didn't like that.
No, she wanted
I always liked that, but she never liked
it soft.
So she would tell him not to put the gun. Then be sure to tell him to put the bun on the grill.
So I went up there. I got 2 different kinds of pies of ice cream up at the little mini stop, and I said, "Can y'all make my mother with the bun now, not bread, a double meat cheeseburger with mayo and lettuce and tomato?" And they said, "Yeah, we can do it." And I said, "Okay." I said, "I know it might be a regular order, so I'll pay a little extra if you need me to." "Oh, no." I said, "Okay, well, make us 2 of them." And boy, she didn't eat a whole lot. She'd eat Jay about 1/4 of it. And then she goes, "Sis, I'm full. Can you put it back in the refrigerator?" I said, "Well, now, honey, I can't, with that mayonnaise on it, I can't reheat it. She don't care. We'll just lay it out in the morning when we get up, and I'll eat it, for lunch. It don't have to be microwaved or nothing." And I said, "Dang, Mama, that cheese is gonna be greasy." And she said, "No, it's not. It's gonna be all right." She did too. I cut it in 4s for her, and she ate almost half of it, and then the rest of it we put back in the refrigerator. And then we was sitting there watching TV, and she said, you couldn't get much past her. You really couldn't. And then she This is an example of a banner to show to click on the banner to show it on screen.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just clicking on buttons here. So
anyway, I had got peach ice cream. Well, it was vanilla with peaches in it, and then the other one was chocolate chip, vanilla with chocolate chips in it. She said, was sitting there. I was full, man, but I'd eat a whole little small bag of chips with mine. And so we're sitting there. She goes, didn't you say something about ice cream? She saw me carrying that ice cream in because I showed her. I said, look, Mom, I got 2 types of ice cream. And you can eat a little bit of each one if you want, or you can have a whole one to yourself. It was funny. So she's like, did you say something about ice cream? I turned and grinned. I said, I did. She said, yeah, you did. She wanted some. What do you want? She said, well, get me a little bowl. Oh, she said, well, you can use one of them coffee cups. I said, no, I'll get you a little bowl. She said, okay. In the little bowl, I want half. Ooh, I'm bigger, Jay.
Yeah, I'm pressing on this. What is it? What it said? Cropped layout. And then there's group layout. Let's see. That's his group layout. I guess if I had more people here, I'd click group layout.
Yeah.
You're the only person I'm still seeing. Wait a minute. It'll show one live viewer, then it'll go to 0. So so if there's anybody else here, say something, please. But
please, yeah.
But it's looking like you're the only person here so far. So
well, I mean, it's just 5:16. Come on now. People might still be eating dinner or getting off work or
Yeah. Well, like I say, this is a test, just wanted to see. And like I say, I'm seeing all these different layouts and stuff. And so just,
oh, yeah. I'm back.
Okay. There we go. Wait.
Yeah, that ain't bad. Oh, there we go. Okay.
And like I say, I'm just trying to figure all this stuff out. So,
well, that's why I'm on here, You got me on here with you.
But, if there's anybody else watching besides Kathy or anybody here, say something, please, in comments. And also, I would invite anybody that would want to join us.
Yeah, it was real easy. Jay sent me the link. Yeah.
Send you the link, or I could take the chance and post a link here in chat. What you take your chance when you do that. But
I would send it privately. Yeah.
But I don't know. I might do that, but we'll see. We got to get some more people in here first, though. But anyway, but we could go ahead and start talking. I've got another pile of stuff here. And the subject is favorite movies. I know that's something that's very widely encompassing. But it's just, movies that you turn to for entertainment that you've done throughout your life. A movie that it's, something that's just, it's like a friend, and the same can be said for music. There's like bands, there's like songs that are like friends to you, they're reliable, and you turn to them for entertainment or turn to them for support or whatever, so favorite movies, I know that's a wide ranging subject, but I don't just mean movies that you like. I mean actually favorite movies that you turn to frequently to watch.
Yeah, or you go back to ever so often, even. But they're in your repertoire.
Yeah. So let's see one.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't have the movie.
Let's hear about one.
I don't have hard copies, but my daughter promised me that she would take me to Half Price Books when I visit them the 23rd to the 27th. So this month I'll get to go, but I hadn't gone. So my collection, of course, I'm really proud of this one by you, right? Very proud of it. And I kept it in a very special place, and I knew right where to get it. And I wish like heck I'd kept my charger for my portable tank in there too, for my oxygen tank, because I can't find it and I need it real bad. But anyway, there you go. That's a little better, right, like that. But anyway, it's just going to glare no matter what you do. Yeah, this one, I like the way it's written. I like the way you did it. The review from film threat, an exceptional film, one that reinvents the vampire genre in ways I've never seen before. I like that review. I like everything about it. And I'm glad to know that if I watch it, because it is a one Tempe Video put out, that I know to go back and just keep watching to see the ending.
Oh, or fast forward.
Well,
Hang on. I think we got a visitor here. This is An Eye for Horror.
look,
So,
here's Jay's full-length indie film he did in
well,
2006.
we've got a guest here, Kathy.
Hi, guest.
And An Eye for Horror. And here you are. An
Hi.
Eye for Horror.
Oh. Hey, Jay. Hey, Kathy. How's it going?
Nice to meet you.
Now, I should know who you are, but tell me who you are.
I followed you and Dana many times for a long time, and then
Let me try a different layout here. See if
okay.
group layout. There we go.
Yeah, that's better. Yeah.
But yeah, I excuse me. I followed you guys and yeah. Here I am.
Oh, cool. I think I've met you before. Now that yeah, I think I have met you before.
Yeah. Where are you located, man?
Oh, Ohio, a small town called Bowling Green.
Oh, I travel with my cousins through the United States as if Jay did separately at a separate time, and we camped in Canton. And I thought, well, Ohio's pretty, and I thought it was smaller, but Ohio spread out pretty good.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
Okay, man.
I've heard of Bowling Green. I don't guess I've ever been
Yeah.
there. Yeah. What's the weather like there now?
It's about 78 degrees, so it's very hot, and
Yeah. So
that's about what it is here. It's in the upper 70s, low 80s. In here in the house, it's about 80 degrees. So, I haven't turned on my AC yet. All I've got is a window air conditioner. I don't have the central air, So, and I've been putting off. To me, it's too early to start turning on the air conditioner. So I just got fans running, but yeah, but yeah. Well, great to have you join us. And like I say, this is something I'm testing out. This is the free version of StreamYard I'm using. And the limitations, as I understand it, is you get 20 hours per month for the free version. And you can have up to 6 people. But I intend to pay for it. It's $15 or $20 by the end of the month or the beginning of next month. I intend to pay for it. And then it's unlimited streaming, and you can have up to 10 people and all that good stuff. What I need to figure out, if Wes ever shows up, is tell me how I can put a banner here or picture around the edge of the frame where you see the picture. Because I was going to use the picture from Crystal that I used, but I'm not seeing a way to put that up now. Because I clicked on banners. You saw that, Kathy, that notation.
yeah.
But I know there's a way to do it, but I don't know how you do it. Hang on.
Don't lose us. It took me 2 tries to get in here.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, we'll just stay the way it is now. And let's see. And I'm not seeing. Hang on just a minute. Okay. Yeah, I still see 2 people here, so that may be just you and and him. But
what's your name, man?
Jake.
Jake. Okay, is that okay if we call you Jake?
Oh, okay. Well, I'm starting to get some memory back now of who you are. And I've met you before. I think I've done a stream with you before.
Yeah, and I was a lot more shy, but I'm less so now that I've done a lot more of this podcasting. So
yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm tickled to death, or it'd just be me and my brother talking to each other.
Well, and it's nice that I wish I had done this from the beginning. I should have checked StreamYard from the very beginning, and but I didn't. But so we could do this. We could have other people talking and have a group chat, and like I say, a very wide-ranging subject. favorite movies. But I guess we'll start with you, Kat. You're naming my. Well, okay. You're embarrassing me now.
I don't care. Dang it, Jake. This is Jay's indie movie he did, Dawn, that got to be filmed at a university. Got picked for Texas. What do you call it, Jay? Filmmaker of the month.
Yeah. What was it? It was all. They had this filmmakers. Austin had this Texas filmmaker series or something like that, and like every month they would get 2 showings at the Angelica Film a movie theater in Dallas.
Yeah, yeah.
And Dawn was picked in August of 2003. Good God. And so 21 years ago. And that the little girl that plays the vampire in Dawn is now, she's either 31 or 32, and she's got 3 kids. She's got 2 girls and a boy. How she was 10 years old when we filmed with her in Dawn.
And her mom and stepdad would drive down 2 hours for them to film this thing.
Yeah, come down here on usually a Sunday. Did a couple of Saturdays, but usually on a Sunday to come down here for her, and no money, no one's getting paid. But yeah, it got picked up by Tempe Video, and it got reviewed in Fangoria, which was nice. Got I think like a 3 out of 4 stars, something like that. Got a good review in Fangoria, and so yeah, but
it's very good, Jake. And listen, I'm a little prejudiced, of course. But my daughter got to do a little cameo in it. My mother's in it. A lot of my relatives are in it.
William Perry are in it.
Yeah. Joy Gray.
So many people that have passed on have been in it.
Yeah. See, so it's kind of
Mama's gone. William Perry are gone.
It's kind of like
Tom Bozeman that plays the sheriff. He's gone.
Ray Boucher's gone. Not Ray Boucher. Ray Etheridge is gone.
Yeah, Ray Etheridge. The old man that Dawn kills at the beginning, he died like a year after the movie came out.
But it's like a hybrid vampire type girl, in other words. And her dad travels around with her, to try.
He's not a vampire, but she's a vampire.
Yeah, she is. He's not. And he travels around with her, and she only feeds on people that's critically ill, and she helps them relieve their pain. You know what I'm saying?
Like a mercy kid.
And she's a little bitty thing, man, Jake. I guess she was if she was 5 foot, I barely.
Well, even now, I think Casey maybe does 5 feet.
Yeah, she's a little bitty, tiny little petite girl. And then I got 2 more, but I'll give somebody else a chance.
Well, I'm seeing 6 people. No, I'm seeing 5. It went from 6 to 5. But anyway, so if anyone else wants to speak up here in the chat, and if anyone else wants to join me, let me know, and I'll post the link here. I can just do it here in chat because there's a few people that's in here. I think maybe we'll be safe enough. But was it Jake?
Yes.
Give me a what's your all-time favorite movie?
Okay. The 1988 Kevin S. Tenney classic, Night of the Demons.
Oh my gosh, I hadn't seen it.
Now that is a good one. That is a good one. But that's your favorite movie. That's at the very top.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that one. That's what I call a fun horror movie. It is very creepy, but it's a lot of fun too. It's a popcorn movie. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, I call it a popcorn movie. But why? Why has that risen to the top for you?
Okay, because it's very, very cheesy, but in the best way, and the movie has many quotes, and it's got all the 80s horror tropes. Horny teens, breasts, sex, death, blood, and all that. And it's kind of raunchy and fun. And the characters are great, like Stooges. Is it okay if I curse?
You curse all you want.
Okay,
say any fucking thing you want to, dude.
Excellent. Stooges has this line he got from John Belushi, eat a bowl of fuck. And then his line is, he finished it, I am here to party. Or, yeah, but, it's just fun.
So it pretty much encapsulates everything you would want in that kind of movie. It just has everything. It's got boobs. It's got gore. It's got fun effects.
Absolutely.
It's a lot of fun. It's campy. It's gory. Everything you would want in a movie like that.
Yes, it checks all the boxes.
Checks all the boxes. Exactly. Yeah. Well, I said yesterday, my favorite is Jaws. That's the one I've seen the most times, and saw it in 1975. I'm old. I'm 58, so I saw it in 1975 with Kathy, and I think it was her friend Susan Daniels sat next to me, and I held her hand through the beginning of it when the girls getting eaten up. I squoze her hand because I was in 1975. I would have been 8 or 9 years old, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the movie I've seen the most times. That's the most quotable movie to me. The whole Indianapolis scene is just one of the best scenes in movie history. The Spielberg's direction, everything about it. I just, there's greater movies. There's more important movies and all that. There's better movies, but there's none that I enjoy more than Jaws. So that's at the top for me. And Kathy said yesterday that hers is say it again, Kathy.
Talented Mr. Ripley.
Talented Mr. Ripley. Yeah.
And it's a thriller. It's not horror, but we talk about all genres here, Jake, and that's what I love about Jay's channel. It don't matter, If I'd said the Muppets, he would have said, "Yeah, okay. What do you like about it?" There's no.
What I want to know is why has that risen to the top to be your favorite?
Because when I first saw it, I was feeling kind of vengeful, but I couldn't act out. But when I started watching it, I thought, man, this guy he's a diabolical genius. He did evil things in evil ways, but he did it so well that for a long time he wasn't caught. He's a murderer. He's a liar. He pretended to be somebody he's not, and fooled an Italian landlady, let him into this apartment. And Matt Damon is the evil one, and he plays against Jude Law, and Gwyneth Paltrow is the couple. And to me, I like looking at Jude Law back in the day, and she's hot too.
Oh, yeah.
She plays his girlfriend, and there's they play jazz music. Matt Damon is approached by Jude Law's dad to come on over to Italy. I'll pay you what you want. And so he studied what Jude Law liked. Now this is pre-internet days. And he went over there with jazz records in his briefcase that happened to fall out when when Jude said, "Oh man, no way. I'm not going back. So you can just tell him." And Matt Damon can do voices, y'all. He did the voice of Jude Law's dad and sounded just like him. And so Jude Law, he friended him, but it didn't go well, y'all. It went downhill. And he did away with Jude Law, and Gwyneth Paltrow, she knew because she was in love. They weren't married, but they went out. The two boys went out fishing, and only one come back. And she knew he did it. And she kept trying to convince the police over there. And when his dad flew over there to see what was going on, she tried to convince him. And the whole time Matt Damon's holding it together as, "No, I don't know. I don't know what happened." "I do. He hit him with a paddle and killed him. Then lay down in the bloody boat and hugged him up like he loved him." Listen, it's a good one. That's why I like it, because it's just a psychological thriller. Now that's my kind of movies.
And the way you were feeling at the time, you kind of vicariously connected with the character that is doing something that you kind of wish you could have got away with.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, three good choices, really. The like, well, of course, Jaws. Who doesn't like Jaws? Even if it's not your favorite movie, who doesn't like Jaws?
Wow, son of a bitch.
And but yeah, that and yeah. What would Jake's choice there? That and it's one I need to see again pretty soon because it's been a while since I've seen that. I think it's on Tubi. I think.
Yeah, I believe it is.
Yeah. And I need to watch that because it's been a while since I've seen that. And then, like he says, it's a lot of fun. It checks off all the boxes that you would want in a film like that, But okay, well, I'll name another one, and this is one I've actually got some visual aids like Jake does, and this is one I don't hear a whole lot of people talking about. And when they talk about David Lynch's stuff, you hear Eraserhead and Blue Velvet and such as that. But I think this is a great movie, and the performance by John Hurt, I think he should have won Best Actor the year this came out. One of the best performances I've ever seen because he's buried under tons of prosthetic makeup, and that's Elephant Man. And filmed in black and white. And Anthony Hopkins, of course, Hannibal Lecter, and Magic. But Anthony Hopkins is this doctor that brings in the Elephant Man and takes care of him at this hospital, gives him a place to live, and I just love everything about this, and particularly, like I say, the performance of John Hurt in this movie, because he's unrecognizable as he's the guy that the alien bursts out of his chest in Alien. That's the same actor, John Hurt, but he plays the Elephant Man, and of course, it's just he's absolutely buried in makeup, in prosthetic makeup, and his performance is just. To me, it's just breathtaking. So good. He does this kind of, he gasps for breath, breathing when he talks, and then the way he talks and everything is so good. The physical, act of just speaking, it was so hard for him, given his condition. But he gives a really touching performance and just, really outstanding. But I love the movie, everything about it. And it's filmed in black and white, and just love everything about that movie. And it's one that I'll watch probably at least once a year. I'll watch The Elephant Man. I just don't hear a lot of people talking about The Elephant Man, but I just think it's one of the best movies David Lynch made. And just, and like I say, the performance by John Hurt is just so good. Let's see here. Well, I think I see. Is anybody else here? Speak up. Say something in the chat here. Because all I see is what Kathy said. I haven't seen anyone else speak up here. I just want to see if it's working. But I should be able to see it, if you speak up here. And if anybody else wants to join us here in this conversation about favorite movies, please let me know. I'll put the link up here, where you can join us. But Jake, you got another one?
Yeah, Jay, Kathy. How about the Shawshank Redemption?
Yeah. That was mentioned last night, but no, that's fine.
No, we want to revisit it, dude.
We got some other people we can actually have a conversation about it.
Thank you.
Yeah, that movie, I saw that in the theater when it came out, and I think I had read the short story before then. The Stephen King short story, the Rita Hayworth and the Shawshank Redemption. And do you know what book that's from, Jay?
No, Jay. Sorry.
Sorry?
No.
Yeah, no, I don't either. Like Night Shift, maybe it's Night Shift. But it's a short story, Rita Hayworth and the Shawshank Redemption. And I read the short story before I saw the movie. And I just remember you get this, whenever you read a story, you get a visual idea of what the character is going to look like,
Yeah.
And I imagine a white man, not being racist, but I just imagine the way it's described, and you get a first person the person speaking to you in the story, the character speaking to you in the story. And I pictured a white man because that's really the impression you get. So when I see that Morgan Freeman's playing this character, I was like, well, this is interesting. And when I saw it, after I saw the movie, I couldn't imagine anyone but Morgan Freeman playing the character. It's like perfection. Of course, him and Tim Robbins, just the direction by Frank Darabont. And of course, some of the best Stephen King movies aren't horror films, like Misery and Shawshank Redemption and Green Mile and Stand By Me. The stories about human characters. And yeah. But
What'd you like about it, Jake?
It was well acted, a great plot, and it was very interesting. It kept you watching, and it's just one of the best movies ever.
Yeah,
and I love movies that take place during another time period, and I love prison films. I don't know why, but I can watch pretty much any kind of prison film. If it takes place in a prison, I just love a prison film. But that's one of the best. It rises at the top and just one of my favorite films, period. And one of the films that I'll probably watch at least once a year. Watch The Shawshank Redemption. I've got it on Blu-ray. But yeah, great choice. And we've got someone else here. Electric Entertainment is here.
Hi, Electric Entertainment.
And he says Shawshank is such a great film. Yeah, it certainly is. And everything about it is great. And the performances and the direction, Frank Darabont. You let me know like say you, the Electric Podcast or anybody that happens here, and I'll keep saying it, that wants to join us. Let me know, and I'll send the link, or I'll just go ahead and post the link here in the chat if you feel like you want to come and talk to us. Because like this is the test. And I'm testing Streamyard, the free version for now. I intend to pay for it, so I'll get more features but for now I'm using the free version. But yeah.
Listen. I got a good one now, so whenever it's my turn, I got a good one right now. Cape Fear.
Oh God, yes.
Ooh.
Yeah, buddy. Now
which one? The original?
Well, now wait, not listen. Let me talk. There's a black and white version that the original is from 1962 with Robert Mitchum.
Robert Mitchum. Oh man, he's amazing in that.
And a cast of characters. But my favorite was released in November 1991.
De Niro.
Nick Nolte, Jessica Lange, Juliette Lewis, De Niro plays evil. And I didn't know this, but I think Robert Mitchum and Gregory Peck also are in this one.
Yeah, they have little parts. I remember Robert Mitchum.
Yeah, I think that's cool.
He's a lawyer that works for Nick Nolte, I think.
I think he plays a detective, I think, in this.
Maybe so.
So De Niro was in the pen for 14 years because the DA, Nick Nolte, had hid evidence that it would have exonerated him at trial. Yeah. And he knew that he was a sexual deviant because he knew of things that he'd done before and didn't get caught. So he rigged it that none of the good evidence, but the bad evidence only showed up, and he did 14 years. Okay. He was suspected of being a sexual deviant back in the day, and there was really no proof. But after 14 years, De Niro is out for revenge when he gets released. And I think, yeah.
Well, what was it that he did all the Hitchcock themes? Jake, who is that? Who does that? Who was that? Who's that? God.
Well,
the thing, I don't.
The director for this is Martin Scorsese.
Martin Scorsese. I'm talking about the music.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
Now you know about Lost. Sorry.
Thank you, Jay. That music.
Now, what's that again?
Now you will learn about loss.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's
Oh yeah. And and he. I like how he sleazily befriends Julie, the daughter, the one that Juliette Lewis, without her parents knowing it. You know what I mean? But when it comes to the epic houseboat scene, and then they on the way out to go to this houseboat for the little family trip, he's hiding underneath their Jeep. And then they get gas. He's underneath there, riding out there with them. It's the creepiest thing. And the music, the score for this thing gives me the chills, and I can be in another room and not even know it's coming on. But once the intro and the music comes on, not just the creepy part, it just starts giving me chills right away.
That's a great one, and that's another one I saw in the theater. I saw that. I saw the Hitchcock one. I mean the Hitchcock one, the Scorsese one. I saw in the theater. I think it was Barry that I went and saw that.
This movie's described as an intense thriller. I'll give it that.
For sure.
And it is in my top 10. I mean, of course, I'm old school, Jake. I'm 9 years older than Jay, so I'm in my late 60s now. And so I used to like to watch a lot of Turner Classics, y'all. But
hi, honey.
Hi, Mom.
Aw, Jake's mama.
Surprise.
Aw, he might have to leave us, Jay.
Yeah.
Are you busy?
No, I'm just kind of an impromptu podcast with this guy Jay and
bring on anyone who wants to join us. Go on, sit down and talk to us.
Oh, it's my mom.
Well, if you need to go, that's okay. I understand.
No. You continue.
Well,
I'm gonna sit outside.
We are going for Chinese.
Well, honey, man, I wouldn't pass up Chinese. We're going to be doing this again pretty soon. So
Right.
we'll let you know. Be sure and hit the notification bell and you'll get the quotations, and we'll have you back on the screen. Shoot, yeah.
All right, cool. Well, hey, thank you guys so much. This has been fun.
Well, thank
I've
you,
enjoyed
Jake, and great choice of films there.
Yeah.
And we'll have to do this again because
Soon. We'll do it soon, Jake. And I'm glad to meet you.
Wide-ranging topic is favorite films, so we could do several shows.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
But thank you, sir. Thanks for coming and stopping by.
Thank you. Take care, guys.
Bye.
No,
I can't chat. Yeah, I can't pass up Chinese, man.
I wouldn't. I wish I had it right now, Chinese.
I tear it up.
But let's see here. Taxi Driver is a classic. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Taxi Driver.
Taxi Driver.
Oh my gosh. Very, very young. Oh, come on. What's her name? She was only 14 when she did that movie. Played a 14-year-old prostitute.
No,
Jodie Foster. Jodie Foster. It probably come. It takes a minute sometimes.
and a guy shot Reagan because of her.
Yeah, that was so bizarre.
And I think it was mainly because of Taxi Driver for her performance in Taxi Driver.
Yeah, he was a lunatic, Jerry. So yeah.
He shot Reagan for Jodie Foster. But yeah, great movie. Scorsese again, and De Niro again, and yeah.
Man, anything with De Niro. In fact, I'm going to try to find a copy of Cape Fear after a while and watch it because I hadn't seen it in quite a while. I tell you, the music gets me. Stop.
Anyway, it's Bernard.
Good at it, but you're still freaking me out.
Bernard Herrmann.
Yeah, is that who did the music?
He did. Oh God, he did Citizen Kane even. He did Citizen Kane, Bernard Herrmann. He did most of Hitchcock's music. And anyway, that's he had died before the Scorsese movie came out, but he's using his theme, from the original Cape Fear. Bernard Herrmann. He did Psycho, everything. Pretty much everything Hitchcock did, Bernard Herrmann did the music to it.
Here's what I want to do with you one night. Let's do Alfred Hitchcock movies.
There you go. Yeah.
Because I'm a huge fan of Rear Window with Jimmy
Oh, man,
Stewart,
Rear Window.
Vertigo. That was two somebody mentioned last night. I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to visit his whole catalog again. The Birds. That
Yeah,
one is
The
a good
Birds,
one.
there was Turner Classic Movies had a string of Hitchcock movies that I recorded and watched them all.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
but that I'd seen, but some I hadn't seen in a long time, like Road,
Right.
you know, and The Trouble with Harry, you know, some of the, you know, lower tiered ones, I guess you would say, that I hadn't seen in
Yeah.
a long time. And but yeah, Vertigo and yeah, the Rear Window, and of course Psycho. And the thing is about Psycho, now I've mentioned this before, but the thing about Psycho that's so cool, or that's unusual, is you begin this movie with Janet Leigh.
Janet Leigh.
And you think she's going to be the main character of the movie. She's
Yes.
stolen some money. She's stolen some money from her work, or from a client, $40,000, and she's you know, worried about, well, should I turn myself in? What should I do? You know, and because she's got a boyfriend that she wants to marry, but she, you know, she needs money, so she steals this $40,000, and she, you know, she's driving away, and she's trying to decide what she should do, and she decides, well, I'll stay the night at this motel. And it's the Bates Motel that she stays the night. She decides to stay the night, so things do not go well for her. But what's so cool about it, and I'd imagine the first time you saw Psycho in the theater when it came out, you think you're following this story of Janet Leigh, because that's, you know, that's the movie is presenting it as if this is her story, and you're following what's going to happen to her. So when she meets this strange guy, Norman Bates, and they have this long conversation over a sandwich at the, you know, at the motel, you know, and talks about his mother and about, well, you know, she's got mental issues, and, you know, well, have you thought about putting her away? And then he gets upset at that. No, you know, no one would do that to their mother. I love my mother. I would never put her away. And, you know, and has this long conversation, you know, and it just says, well, you know, I'll see you, you know, well, I'm going to leave early tomorrow morning or whatever, you know, and says goodbye to Norman, and then goes to take her a shower, you know, clean up before she goes to bed. And then, well, you know what happens. And, but I can imagine how shocking that must have been at the time, that this character you think is the main character of the movie gets stabbed to death in a shower by this, you know, by the guy that runs the motel, you know. And then the story becomes about Norman Bates. And, you know, and he hides the body because, you know, and again, I've seen Psycho 1,000 times, and most people have seen Psycho 1,000 times, so you know the story. But you imagine the first time you're seeing this, you think the mother is actually there in the house, and she's watching everything, and she's, you know,
I bought it. I thought she was there. I sure did think she was there.
And bitching at Norman, you know, and he, you know, in order to protect his mother, he goes and hides the body. He finds the woman dead in the shower, and so he wraps her up in plastic and hides her body in the car.
Yeah,
it's like a little swamp that's near the motel.
Yeah,
he submerges the car because he's protecting his mother. He don't want his mother to go to prison for murder. You know, he's a good son. He's protecting his mama, and. So, yeah, just following that, and then when it's revealed that, well, he is mother. Yeah, and, you know, I used to imagine just watching that for the first time and taking all this in, you know.
Well, yeah, it was probably a culture shock at that time, you know. Oh, my gosh, people like this. I mean, especially, you know, a lot of people are raised in homes where they wouldn't even visualize, couldn't even think anything like that would be a reality, you know, and then they go see this. Come on, let's go see this movie. No, I bet there was nightmares after that.
The podcast says, let us know when we're going to do a Hitchcock show because he wants to. Maybe he'll be a part of that because
Listen, I think be sure and click the bell all so you'll see Jay's notifications. I think I can convince Jay. Let's do this, in the next week or so. I sure do because I will bet
that's a good one. Like I say, and there's some that I've seen, the last year. So
we'd love you to hop on with us.
Yeah. Let's see. And Electric Podcast says, I have a Hitchcock director spotlight episode out there. You should check it out. Oh, yeah. You have, this is something you made yourself? A podcast?
I would love to find it.
Yeah. Can you post the link to it where we could, folks could click on it?
Please. Or message it to Jay, anything.
Yeah, send me a message or something.
So we can get a hold of that. I'd love to watch it. Yeah. And I really get into the filming of shows. So, I like to research the places. I ran across these people on YouTube that actually go back to the scenes of where some of these videos were done, and they'll put or movies, and they'll put the date that the movie was filmed, and then they'll put the date they visited, which had been the last few years. And it's pretty cool to see what it looks like, right? Yeah.
Well, one of the things that Hitchcock did while Psycho was in the theater is he made a directive to all the theaters: do not let anyone in after the movie starts, because to protect any secrets, particularly protect Janet Leigh being stabbed in the shower, and particularly that ending, where you find out who Mama is.
Yeah.
But yeah, he made that no one would be allowed in the theater after it starts, which is unusual because, that would be often, the theaters, they'd let you, even if the movie starts, they still let you in, let you.
Yeah, that's like I had worked 15, 20 minutes in it, but all right, I know.
No one's allowed in after the movie starts.
I think that's good.
To protect the secrets, and stuff.
Yeah.
So, and originally, I think I saw a thing about a making of Psycho. Originally, he wasn't sure he was even going to release it into the theater. He had been doing the Alfred Hitchcock Presents TV show at the time.
Yeah.
And he had, because it's real low budget, he shot in black and white for budgetary reasons mainly, because it was cheaper, I think, to shoot in black and white than color at the time. And so, so he shot it and he had considered making it like a 2-part episode of Alfred Hitchcock Presents at the time. He wasn't even sure that it would make much money, if it would, do very well in the theater. And it wound up to being his biggest money maker of any movie ever made. It made it the biggest hit. And it was, one of those early times where it's the talk of the town. You got to see this. You got to see this movie. You got to see Psycho.
Yeah. And
protecting the secret, protecting the ending, protecting the shower scene, not telling the secrets. But yeah. The let's see. Let's see. We have anybody else in here? I'm seeing 4. But anyone else wants to chime in? And like I say, if anyone wants to join us on this, let me know, and I'll post either send you the link or I'll just post it here. The link where you can join us talking. But what else you got, Kathy?
I got this other one, and it's a sleeper for some people, but it ended up making $113 million when it went to the box office. Insomnia. Al Pacino, Robin Williams.
I was going to say Robin Williams. Yeah, Robin Williams. Yeah.
Hilary Swank was in it. It's listed as a psychological thriller, which is my cup of tea. I still watch. If a new psychological thriller comes out, I'm going to be watching it. Al Pacino plays a veteran detective who is sent to a small town to investigate the murder of a teenage girl. He's forced into this psychological game of cat and mouse by the primary suspect, Robin Williams. It's full of suspense. And I like how they filmed it, Jay. They filmed it where everything was smoggy. Not all of it, but it's where Alaska has so many days where there's really no nights,
Yeah.
but there's like a twilight effect to this thing. And it's so good. And Robin Williams, people thought, yeah, he's just our comedic relief. Okay, yeah, of course he was. But he makes an excellent serious actor in this.
Well, now I'll tell you this about Robin Williams, and I have said this to people before. As a comedian, I wanted to jump through the screen and stab him in the heart. I hated him as a comedian.
Oh, I loved him.
Absolutely despised him as a comedian. Oh God, I couldn't stand that shit. I couldn't stand it. It just, I would actively avoid seeing him. He was going to be on the Tonight Show or be on Letterman or something like that. I would avoid it because I could not stand him as a comedian. But I thought he was one of the best serious actors there was.
Mhm.
I thought he was great in the Awakenings. And
Oh yeah.
1 hour photo. If you haven't seen 1 hour photo,
Oh, I have seen it. Yes.
oh my
And
God.
when I was researching insomnia, I thought, in that 1 hour photo, and then I'm like, no, that's another one that I like a lot. You know.
What is it? The one. I don't know if he won an Oscar, but it won an Oscar. What was it called? It had what was it? Matt Damon and Ben Affleck. What was that movie called?
Good Will Hunting.
Good Will Hunting. There you go. But I thought he was a great serious actor. He could really do just great work as a serious actor, but could not stand him as a comedian. I actively wanted to kill the man as a comedian.
What is the one that he made, Jay? American Poet? Is that the one name of it? Where he's the professor or the teacher, and he's got.
I know what you're talking about. No. Shit. What is it? Someone chime in there. Podcast. What is the name of that movie? If you're still here.
Yeah, and he's teaching these young men.
I know what you're talking about. Something Poet Society or
That's it. Poet Society.
Something Poet Society. American Poet Society. Something Poet Society.
That was a very good movie.
Yeah. But yeah, I thought he was a great straight actor, a great serious actor, but could not stand him as a comedian. Never could. Yeah. And but yeah. But a good choice. Yeah. Insomnia.
Yeah.
Well, let's see what else I got here. It was made before Jaws. And I'm thinking, if I remember right, this is maybe the movie that got Spielberg the job for Jaws. Now, he had made a movie, Sugarland Express, before that.
Yeah, I remember it.
I think it's like Goldie Hawn's in it, I think, and I'm not forgetting who else is in that. But I think the movie that got him Jaws was Duel. And it's a TV movie, shot for TV. Dennis Weaver is this guy, and he's out on the road, and there's this diesel truck that is giving him some hassle. He's on the road or something like that, and he passes this diesel truck. Get out of my way, passes this diesel truck. And so through the entire movie, this diesel truck is pursuing Dennis Weaver, chasing him down. And it's got just great filmmaking, really exciting. I don't think you maybe see a quick flash of his hand outside the window, this guy in the diesel truck, but really it's the diesel truck itself you just think is the killer, not anyone that's in the truck.
Constant suspense.
Very suspenseful, and just great filmmaking. It's real tense. And this is one that I'll put on like once a year. I'll watch Duel. And Dennis Weaver, but his performance is really good. He's just so, he's going insane. This diesel truck chasing him down. But great shots of on the road and then, him trying to outrun this diesel and this diesel pursuing him. And it's very reminiscent of the way he shot Jaws, in that with the mechanical shark not working, he had to figure out, Spielberg had to figure out how to show the shark without showing the shark. So you see those barrels in the water that are moving in the water, and that's something Spielberg had to do just by necessity because the fucking mechanical shark wouldn't work. So he had to figure out, well, how do I keep the tension going and showing this shark without actually showing the shark? So he's got all these barrels moving through the water, that they attached to the shark. And it's very reminiscent of the way he shot Duel, the way the way the camera angles and such, the way that it's edited. But yeah, Duel. Dead Poets Society. There you go.
Yeah.
Thank you. And it's the mayor that says that.
Hey, Mayor. Hey, Mayor.
Yeah,
you want to come on? He'll send you a link.
Come on and join me. Do you want me to post the link where you can actually come on and talk to us, Mayor?
He's checking out Streamyard. He can have up to 6 people in here. So
yeah, the free. I'm using the free version right now. I intend to pay for it where I can get the and I tried it. I still don't know how to do the banners around here. I wish Wes was here. He could tell me how I could put the shot of Megan or Crystal. I could put that around the banner there. But I just had black. I don't know how to do it. So
no, I can pay right now. You don't need it right this second.
But yeah, anybody, like I say, I'll say again, anybody that's in here, I'm seeing 5.
Favorite movies, Jay? What's some of their favorite movies? Or like I said, don't have to be the very favorite. What's some movies they like to go back to?
Well, the mayor's in the middle of doing laundry, so.
I understand.
But anyone else want to just and Mayor, when you're between you're doing your laundry, tell me a good movie that give us a good movie. But do you have any more, Kathy?
Well, yeah, but I don't know if anybody would like it but me. But I just bought one the other day. Let me go get it, and I watch. I've got a portable DVD player because I hadn't hooked up my the Sony you did for me, but it's Calendar Girls. But let me go get it. Because it's my generation. That's why I like it.
Calendar Girls, you say?
Calendar Girls. Calendar Girls.
Huh.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay. What's happening? Subjective Perspective Collective is here. Hey, Subjective. Well, what's happening is we're talking about more favorite films of all types, horror movies, comedies, dramas, whatever. And I'm doing this. This is the first time I'm using StreamYard. I'm using the free version right now. I like I say, I intend to pay for it eventually. And I'm shirtless. Well, I'm not shirtless, but and this is a lion tattoo I've got on, but it's not real. I'll take it off probably tomorrow. But hey, Subjective. But let's see. Let's see. But
Calendar Girl, Jay.
Calendar Girl. Now, when was this made?
This was made 2003. And it's got all your favorites in it. It's got Helen Mirren, Julie Walters. It's the full Monty female style. And it's got, well, it's got a French language track. That's funny. It was made by these ladies. Get it over here. That needed to raise money for a charity in their foundation. Okay. And so what they do is they're in this women's club, and they try to come up with ways to raise money every year, right? Well, one of them's husband has cancer, lupus. It's a really, bad disease. And he's got a bunch of medical bills. So they said, okay, we will, behind the usual baked goods, apple pressing, and flower arrangements, are these women. It is Golden Globe nominee Helen Mirren from Gosford Park, and Julie Walters, Harry Potter, The Chamber of Secrets, the Calendar Girls. And so what they do is they take nude pictures. They have a photographer to come in. They put on a robe. They get behind some fruit bonds or some flowers, and then they drop the robe and the guy takes a picture. Now, what's so cute about it is you don't see nothing. It's suggestive. I mean, this one lady walked behind this table that had a bunch of stuff on it, and you see her neck and legs, and you see from her chest above her boobs up, So it's very cute and tastefully done, and it's hilarious. It's so funny. I mean, they're invited to Hollywood because they start getting press. I think they're in either England or Scotland where they're doing this, and they get invited. Larry King said, "A lovely, funny, heartwarming, beautifully told story," and it's just. It also has, a couple of the girls, the women fall out when they get to Hollywood, and she goes, I want us to do this. And the one woman goes, no, I don't want to do this, but it's just really cute. It's really funny. It's heartwarming, and these women have known each other for many, many, many years, and I just really enjoy it. It's just Touchstone put it out. And it's
Calendar Girls.
Calendar Girls. It's really cute. It's a really cute movie.
Like I say, kind of a female Full Monty sort.
Right. That's how they pegged it.
Yeah,
Access Hollywood said it's that. Although Full Monty, they end up dropping their drawers at the very last performance. Yeah. But it don't show nothing, But
I think I saw that with Barry in the theater.
The Full Monty's hilarious. I like it too.
Well, now I'll show one, and this is a horror movie, and this is one of the movies that after I saw it, it made me want to make a movie. It's what the director did with a really low budget and his creativity and a really strange story and very inventive, and what you can do if you use your imagination, what you can pull off, and that's a Basket Case, and with Belial is the sort of a, I mean, if it's still, if you can still say Siamese twin, if you're still allowed to say that, in this PC world, there's so many things you can't say anymore. I don't know if you can still say Siamese twin, but this guy, has got his brother had grown from the side of his body, and his mutant brother, and was removed from his body by doctors, and so they're out for revenge on the doctors that removed Belial from, was it Dwayne? Is that the name of the
his dad arranged it, right?
Dwayne, maybe. Dwayne Bradley. I won't try to pronounce his name. Well, Kevin Van Hinton-Rick. I think that's his name. That plays
very good.
And anyway, Frank Henenlotter directed it, and very inventive, very creative in what he was able to do with a low budget, setting it in New York City, during their really grimy period, and I just love Basket Case. I love the movie. Like I say, what he was able to do with a low budget and put together something very unique and creative, and like I say, after seeing it, I want to do that. I want to make a movie. just seeing what he was able to pull off, and just using your imagination to pull something off like that. So yeah, basket case. And let's see. Frank Hennelotter, hell yeah, subjective perspective says, hell yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I watched it, Jay. I watched the whole thing. I watched it to the very end. It's different.
Well, and it is. I can understand how it would be it wouldn't be for everybody. I can understand.
Well, I mean, you're looking at it as a creative eye. I'm looking at it from just, fun, twerpy type of entertainment.
Yeah.
And if you're going to be doing film reels, you'd give it a 5 film reel. I'd give it like a 3.
Yeah. Well, okay, that's not bad. That's still not bad.
No, I wouldn't give it. I mean, I thought
it's one of my favorites. It's one of my favorites, and just for all the reasons I gave, just the creativity and the direction by Henenlotter, who did Frankenhooker and Brain Damage? Is that the name of the movie? That's got Aylmer, which is like a little slug thing that this this guy attaches to his head, and it gives him hallucinogenic visions in exchange for finding him brains to suck. Brain Damage, is that the name of it? I think that's the name of it. But I love that movie too.
Well, what's that movie? I watched it and it ain't drawn to my mind the name of it. Where the guy finds this little thing outside and he brings it in and it starts turning into a little creature and he starts feeding it. And then before long, it's going out and killing people and bringing them in. And he's like, you can't be doing this. Do you know what that is?
I don't know. And maybe someone can remember. That's not ringing a bell. That should ring a bell, but that's not ringing a bell.
Yeah. I mean, it's a cute little, it's kind of a cute-ish.
But anyway, your perspective says, yes, Brain Damage. But one I'm talking about. But it sounds familiar what you're saying. But I
watched it not long ago. I got one. Chocolate.
And that's what now?
Chocolate.
Chocolate. Yeah. I've never seen. I don't think I've ever.
It is Judi Dench, Alfred Molina, Lena Olin, and Johnny Depp, Juliette Binoche. One of the best films of the year. It got 5 Academy Award nominations for Best Picture when it came out. And I like the story of the mother. It's kind of like she's a gypsy, and that's not a bad thing. It's just the way it's who she was, right? Traveling around with her little daughter, And the lead character is Juliette Binoche, and she opens this chocolate shop. And the little village she went to, nobody wanted anything to do with her at first, right? And then she'd stand out front and give out chocolates to the locals, the women especially would stop by and here's a chocolate, eat this chocolate. And her little girl was so cute. She'd go to the door and come try some chocolate, right? And she ends up making chocolate that the women can give to their husband as an aphrodisiac.
Oh.
And all of a sudden, after these women are looking real homely and, house coats and undone hair and look like they've been scrubbing floors all day. And after they have that first chocolate and take it home and share it with the husband, next day the hair is did, they got a little bit of clothes on, they come in, I need to buy some of those chocolates. Because it works on the husband really well, apparently.
I remember that. I remember them talking, I just remember it, being.
It's really.
I remember it being, popular at the time, but it's one I've never seen. But,
yeah. Remember Ebert and is it Roper?
Siskel and Ebert.
Yeah.
Or maybe been at that time. It might have been Roper. Might have been during the chocolate time.
Yeah. The making of chocolates in here, but feature commentary with director Lace Hallstrom and produces David Brown. There's 3 or 4 producers on it. But yeah, it was just really good. And Johnny Depp, travels with travelers on boats, river boats. And they meet. It's pretty good. It's really good.
Well, I'll name one. I named my favorite comedy is Raising Arizona. I talked about that yesterday, but this might be, if not number two, almost even with Raising Arizona is a favorite. And when I remember when we still lived at the White House, which they're tearing down. I took some pictures. I have to show you that.
Yeah.
They've got the side wall tore out. I went and took some pictures of the side of it and stuff. I talked to the guy that's tearing it up. I said, well, this used to be my childhood home. Oh, well, you know. And he said, hey, you want me to save you something? I said, well, you save me a board or something. You know, he said, yeah. And he said, well, yeah. He said, there's a little attic thing there over the driveway. I haven't been up there yet, but if I find something interesting, I'll give it to you. I said, I appreciate it. But yeah, I guess the rich people, they built a big, basically it's a mansion down the road there where
That's good.
where
Yeah.
the Holloways used to live. I think Tommy Wright said this woman that owns it's like worth like $30 million or something.
Yeah.
I don't know where she gets her money, but anyway, they built this big old house, and I guess they bought that strip of land with the house on it.
Well, yeah, it's right there on top of them, you know.
Well, they're tearing it down. They hadn't torn down yet, but they got the side walls ripped off and all that. So our childhood home will be no more someday soon. So, shit, what was I going to say? Oh, I remember when even back then on Channel 13 PBS, Monty Python, and then when we moved up here, that's something I just watched religiously. The Monty Python show, Monty Python's Flying Circus, British humor, John Cleese, Eric Idle, and all that, and Terry Gilliam's, animation and everything. So, and I didn't see this movie. I don't think I saw this movie until it came on television. But anyway, Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Yeah. The coconuts.
Yeah, and what are you doing with those coconuts? What riding on a horse? Yes. No, you're banging coconuts. You got two empty halves of coconuts, and you're banging them together. And, well, what difference does it make? Where'd you get them then? Well, I don't know. I found them. Coconuts aren't native to England. Well, let's see. Maybe a bird flew them in. Well, a 10-ounce bird couldn't carry a 2-pound coconut.
Yeah, that just killed me.
And,
Coconut.
and oh God, and then the just everything about it. There's just so many things that are just so funny, and Monty Python and the Holy Grail. The none shall pass. That I think it's Terry Gilliam or no, John Cleese playing that night. Won't let him by it, and he cuts his arm off and cuts his other arm off, cuts his legs off. And well, I'll chew your legs off or something. But yeah, everything about that movie, I love it, and they made a musical out of that.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah, I've never seen it, of course.
Spamalot, and Tim Curry was in it. I think. Tim Curry was in it, and at the time, and but anyway, yeah, Monty Python and the Holy Grail, one of the funniest movies ever made, and great British humor and very absurd humor. The great absurd, Monty Python humor. But yeah.
Yeah, back in the 80s, when I moved, 89, when I moved to Waco, David and I would watch Benny Hill.
Yeah, I like
Benny Hill show. Hilarious, you know.
Yeah,
I got one of Daddy's favorites, and I watch it right around his birthday every January. I have to watch it sometime in January if I don't get it around the 22nd, 20th. I asked Daddy one time, when's your birthday? Oh, we put down 22nd. Sis, we really don't know. Well, it was around then, might be 20th. Hattori.
Ah, yeah. Was it John Wayne?
Yep, John Wayne Hattori. And I guess what I liked about it, it had red buttons. Elsa Martinelli. Music score by Henry Mancini, Hardy Kruger. It was Paramount put it out, and I don't see a date on it, but it had to be the 60s when it came out. But Dad loved this movie, and this is what got me watching watching John Wayne movies with him. He said, "Sis, I got one you'll watch. It's coming on now. I want you to come watch it with me." It was after y'all moved up there. I said, "Well, okay, Daddy, what is it?" He said, "It's called Hatari. Once you see it, you're going to love it like I do." And because he knew I was into nature, huge into nature. He said, "Sis, what they do is they're in Africa and they capture animals and sell them to the zoos. They take orders from zoos, and this is what they need this week: rhinos or giraffes or whatever, monkeys." And it's hilarious. But one of the coolest things that came out of it was,
Elephant Walk.
yes,
Yeah.
all the baby elephants. One baby elephant would come up.
That song, Elephant Walk. Or
Yeah, da 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 da. Yeah, yeah. She, Elsa Martinelli, I believe, is the one that plays the photographer that comes over there. And at first he says, "You can't stay. You need to go. I don't need you. I don't need the problem. This is not a place for a woman." And he's like, and then she starts taking photos in 1962. I knew I could find it. Anyway, the score, the sound score, I love. And I love the way they humanely capture these animals. They might get hurt, but the animals don't get hurt,
Well, that's what I remember growing up. We grew up with John Wayne and the Dallas Cowboys. And yeah, so it's pretty much if it was a John Wayne movie on TV, or if it was a Western on TV, that's what we watched. Of course, the Gunsmoke and, well, if it was a Western, we watched Westerns. And
Yeah.
So I grew up really appreciating and really liking Westerns because, well, I wouldn't say we were forced to watch it, but if you're going to watch TV and there's a Western on, well, that's what you're
I saw a black and white series a while ago, and I can't remember what channel it was on. I was messing around. Tales of Wells Fargo. And they're true tales of Wells Fargo. And it's done in black and white. And it's about this marshal that goes around and tries to take care of business. You know what I mean? And he's by himself. And they say, "You're traveling by yourself. That can't be safe." He said, "Well, I got to get the job done." And it's really, really good. What he's doing is he's protecting the railroad, Wells Fargo.
Oh.
Right? Or going, and trying to figure out why this payload didn't get to these workers. Anyway, he works for the railroad. And if you ever run across it, it's really a good watch. And it's like a series.
I've heard of it. I've never seen it, but I've heard of it.
Yeah, it's really well made.
Yeah. Let me see what else. Oh, well. And I watched Saturday Night Live from the very beginning. And I think it was actually you that turned me on to Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
Because it was 1975. Gerald Ford was the president. And it was Saturday night. And Jay, have you heard of this? And I said, no, what is it? Oh, it's this show. It's a comedy, Saturday Night Live. And so I sat and watched it with you, and I was just from the very beginning, I was hooked.
Yeah,
John Belushi, Dan Aykroyd, Gilda Radner, Garrett Morris, Lorraine Newman, and I was just hooked from the very beginning. Well, now, one day, and it was Paul Schaefer was the music director.
Yeah.
During that time, and so this old Garrett Morris comes out, and and he's the MC, and he said, "Now everyone, put your hands together for the one and only Blues Brothers. And then here comes Dan Aykroyd and John Belushi, and they've got these little skinny ties and black suits, and Dan Aykroyd with a harmonica, and they sing Soul Man. Coming to you on a dusty road. Good.
Yeah.
Got a truckload.
I was playing that when April and Dot got here today.
And
You'll see cloudy skies.
And it's Alexa telling me the weather. But anyway, the idea of they weren't playing, they were playing characters, and the characters were these blues musicians, were these blues singers.
Yeah.
And of course that's what they did. They played characters and skits and stuff. But this one, they wouldn't play. They were actually playing. They were singing. They were playing these characters, the Blues Brothers, which I thought was so inventive, so creative, that they're playing these fictional singers, the Blues Brothers, but they could really sing. And Aykroyd could really play that harmonica. He could play the hell out of that harmonica.
Yeah.
And the band was so good. Like Paul Schaefer was the music director, and the guys that played, Matt Guitar Murphy and all that, playing the music, and it was really catchy and really good. And all these old blues songs I'd never heard of before, but were really catchy and really good. And just the concept of a fictional, these two characters as a fictional blues singers that could actually play and sing, legitimately. And so, and they put out a concert album. I've got that. I probably have a couple of copies on vinyl out there of the A Briefcase Full of Blues, and then the movie that John Landis directed.
It was wonderful. I mean, every part of it was good,
And, oh God, and this is, like I say, here's another movie that I'll watch at least once a year. The Blues Brothers, and
it's one of those feel-good movies.
It's a real feel-good movie. Very, very great songs. Aretha Franklin, and so many. And great music, and really funny, and a great car chase at the end where it's just hundreds of cars are flying through the air and crashing and all that. Great climax with the car chase, and then that car chase to a shopping mall, which is just amazing bit of filmmaking where they're going through this shopping mall.
Yeah, I don't know how they did that. I mean, I know they did.
It was an actual shopping mall. I guess it was they had closed. Maybe, I don't know. I forget what the story is. But they're actually going through a shopping mall. It's a real shopping mall.
Yeah, you can tell.
A car chase through a shopping mall, and the music is just fantastic. In this movie, in Blues Brothers.
Now, that's what I'm telling you. I said, Jay, this is my kind of music, blues. I've always loved blues.
Yeah.
Dad used to play a lot of blues when he could,
And that John Landis as a director, that was during his peak when John Landis. Everything about it, everything about the Blues Brothers, I love the group, as the Blues Brothers, and Dan Aykroyd and John Belushi. And that album, that live album, and the movie. I love the movie, Blues Brothers. So there you go.
I got one. Oh, has anybody in chat got one?
No, I haven't seen. No one has said anything else. The last thing, this subjective perspective, was talking about brain damage, and that's the last thing that was said.
Yeah.
And I keep seeing there's two or three that kind of come and go. So
well, that's okay. That's cool. That's cool. When Jake ain't having time,
people will watch this later. So.
Well, yeah. Well, like I said, when Jake can have takeout, he'll come back. He's tickled. He hated leaving, and I'm like, no, you need to go.
No, and he was good, and we definitely want to have him back. So,
Under the Tuscan Sun.
Huh?
Yeah.
That's another one I've heard of. I don't think I've ever seen.
Yeah. Have you ever seen Sweet Home Alabama with Reese Witherspoon?
I think so, but
it's pretty good. It's Diane Lane. I love Diane Lane. She's one of my favorite actresses. And she ends up, in Tuscany because two of her best friends are gay women. Diane had just been broke up again. She was by herself. She was depressed. She was sad, and they broke up, and because one of them was pregnant, and the other one said, "I don't want to be I don't want to be a parent." So the lesbian couple breaks up, but since this one's pregnant, she said, "Listen, we booked this bus tour of Italy, and we're going to give it to you." She was going through a divorce. She was, just really down in the dumps, having to separate her house and pay his yearbooks and my this and whatnot, right? So she goes on this bus tour to Tuscany, and it was cute because it had all kinds of people on it, but a lot of them were gay people because it was a gay bus. And so everybody was so fun and animated and they got to know her real quick and was real sweet to her, and I don't know, probably about 30 people on this bus, and they go by this house, right? And she got out to just look at it. And then she decided she saw a for sale sign. And so she thought, I'm going to completely change my life and I'm going to buy this house. Well, she goes in and there's a sweet little old lady there. And there is a realtor, real sweet man, and this couple walking through. And the couple walked through and she's like, well, I guess I'll take it. I guess we'll take it. I don't know, honey. What do you think? You could tell they were dripping with money. Okay. And all she had is the settlement from that house and that divorce. She didn't have like billions of dollars or nothing. And they're walking around and he goes, well, I guess we could tell them we want it. Not they'll put an offer in on it. Well, this little old Italian lady that had lived there, I guess, her whole life. She's speaking Italian and to this realtor. And she said, no, I'm not selling them my house. And he's like, well, it's a very good offer. They're giving you over what you asked for. And she comes back and said, no, I'm not selling my house. And then Diane walks in and says, would you sell it to me? So she sits down with her and I mean, there is a huge language barrier. There's no way, they can converse. But she ends up selling her this house. She said, I have a good feeling about you. Oh, yeah, I want you to have a home. And oh my gosh, Jay, this villa was falling friggin' apart. Didn't have no water. It was it was in shambles. So she hires people and, it was a 10-day excursion in Tuscany. She loved, the countryside, and it's just gorgeous there, right? So she buys this house, and then she hires these workers to come and stay and fix it, right? And it's really sweet, They made it through some of the language barriers. Some they never did, but it's. And one thing I like about it, it's a PG movie. I mean, it's not, but it ends up being at the end, of course, a rom-com, at the very, very, very end. But it's just, oh man, the scenery.
And so, and show the what's the title again?
Under the Tuscan Moon.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Sun.
That's not one I've heard of. I don't think.
Under the Tuscan Sun.
Tuscan Sun. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. It's really good. It really is.
Okay. Well, let's see. Let's go back a ways. And this is, I was too young to be a hippie. I was too much of a kid to be a hippie. I think you were more of a hippie, Kathy.
Well, kind of.
You were, sort of, because I was born in 65. So, we're exiting the 60s, kind of going into the 70s. but there's
Yeah.
still sort of a hippie culture there, you know.
Yeah, I come up, my teenage years was 70s,
Yeah,
middle school, high school, young
and
adult.
in indulging in the happy weed, you
Oh,
know.
of course. I had it
Uh,
to an art, man. Probably why I'm
and
on oxygen now, but truth be
so,
told.
and I remember the early Sesame Street when it first come on Sesame Street. It had a very 60s feel to it. Just I remember the you know the way they presented it. It was very sort of psychedelic. That looking at it now, I've got some old school Sesame Street. There's a couple of volumes that came out of old school Sesame Street, and it's very psychedelic and very you sell it's influenced by the 60s, the feel of it, look of it. But anyway, when I saw this movie just sort of captures the hippie movement, to a T, and that's Easy Rider.
Oh, Easy Rider. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a real good one.
And great music, and Peter Fonda, Dennis Hopper, and probably the movie that made him a star, Jack Nicholson.
And Harleys. Don't forget the bikes.
Oh, of course, the Harleys. Yeah, you got the Harleys. And directed by Dennis Hopper. But Peter Fonda. But yeah, Nicholson's performance in Easy Rider is just, well, it's a star-making performance. It says once you see him in Easy Rider, you say, well, this guy's going to be a star. And of course, he was a star after that. He became really popular. And he was in some movies before Easy Rider, but I think that was the one that launched him. Jack Nicholson is, his character in Easy Rider. But yeah, great music. You got Jimi Hendrix and of course that who does the theme? I forget.
I don't know, but I tell you, when I think of Jimi Hendrix, I think of Steppenwolf. It's just it may be maybe 20 years apart, but I just do every time. I don't know why.
Huh. But yeah, and this is the DVD, the 35th anniversary edition, and so it's got a booklet, got a pretty good little booklet there.
Oh, that's cool.
Pictures and stuff,
Yeah.
And it's got a commentary. I believe it's got a commentary with Dennis Hopper. Hang on, making of documentary, and Dennis Hopper audio commentary. So yeah,
There you go.
yeah, it's got a commentary with Dennis Hopper. But yeah, Easy Rider, and like I say, just pretty much captures the hippie movement, perfectly. That but yeah. And let's see here. Not seeing anyone else. I think we're.
Yeah. Well, we've been on an hour and 42 minutes. I think
we'll go to 7, and we'll cut off at 7. Let's see. This is one where you came up to visit a year or so ago, and we watched this, and it's Humphrey Bogart, and was it Walter Houston? I'm trying to think who all was in it. John Huston wrote the screenplay, and let's see who directed it. It's directed by John Huston, but anyway, Treasure of the Sierra Madre.
that's a very good one.
And about greed, about you've got this incredible amount of money at your disposal, but you're with these other men and you don't trust them. Are they going to take the money? Are they going to try to steal it? Are they going to try to kill me to get it or whatever, And they're traveling with this bags of gold. I think it's like gold dust, I think. And just slowly, particularly Humphrey Bogart just loses his mind slowly with suspicion that they're going to take this money. There's someone around, they're going to kill me, or they're going to steal this money, or I'm not going to get my share, and they just turn into killers, and drives him crazy. Greed drives him to madness. But anyway, Treasure of Sierra Madre. But great, very, very tense, and just a character study.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Excellent.
Someone losing the greed to overtaking someone's mind.
Yeah, well, his mind's his worst enemy in that movie.
Yeah. Taking over their
because they probably wouldn't have done nothing, but he's convinced in his mind that they are at every turn gonna, take over. I liked when you and I watched, and it was the very last movie we watched together in Tommy's place, and we burnt the dang TV up. It never worked again but it finished the whole movie. Did you remember that? I thought that was cool. The Fog.
Yeah.
Adrian Barbeau's The Fog.
Adrian Barbeau, Jamie Lee Curtis,
very young Jamie Lee, yeah,
and Janet Leigh from Psycho, who was Jamie Lee Curtis's mother.
Yeah, I thought that was an excellent movie.
So they were able to be in a movie together. I think they were in a couple of movies together. Jamie Lee Curtis and Janet Leigh.
Yeah,
before Janet Leigh passed away. But love The Fog. John Carpenter is the director. That's like I say, John Carpenter at his peak, he could hardly do no wrong. And of course, I brought up The Thing yesterday. That's one of those comfort films that I sometimes watch 2 or 3 times a year. Watch The Thing, but The Fog. It's a great movie. Let's see.
I'm gonna have to turn my air on if it's loud. Let me know, but I don't think it'll be too bad.
This one, as far as a horror movie, and just a whole lot of fun, and the great performance by let me see, Herbert. What's his name? Hang on, I'll get his name. Jeffrey Combs. There you go. Jeffrey Combs. Reanimator. Yeah. Reanimator. A lot of fun. One of the most fun horror movies ever made. Great effects. And kind of like what Jake said, it kind of checks off everything you would want in a horror film. It's fun. It's gory. You get some naked boobs in it, and you get a severed head performing oral sex on a woman. And that's about the only movie that you'll get if that's what you're looking for, or even if that's not what you're looking for, that's what you're going to get in Reanimator. Great movie, a lot of fun. And Jeffrey Combs' performance is it's over the top and very funny. And, it checks off all the boxes you would want in a horror movie. It's a popcorn film, and it's funny and creepy and gory and kind of offensive in places. Like I say, with the severed head of the woman. Reanimator. I love it.
Yeah, and I just watched that for the first time. I'm catching up on some of those movies y'all talk about that I'd never seen. And I thought, no, oh my God, I'm over here hollering.
They're not going to do that. They're not going to, but yeah, they did it.
And the next day, my neighbor on the other side of me, she can't hardly ever hear me, but every now and then she does, right? And my TV backs up against her bedroom, so it's a wonder I don't keep her up at night because I stay up watching TV till late, early morning, really. Anyway, she said, "What were you hollering no at the other day?" I said, "You don't want to know. You don't want to know, Tony. You don't want to know." She's so funny. I said, "It was a movie I was watching. I'm watching some of that horror stuff I'd never seen before." And she said, "Oh my gosh."
No, no. And I think I saw it, and when I first saw it, I think I saw it on VHS. This first time I saw it.
Yeah, it's one of those you watch it between your fingers, you know.
And then when it got to that point, I go, no, they're not doing that, are they? Oh God, they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are. They are going there. But no, I love the movie. And like I said, I call it a popcorn film. It just, and like Jake said, it checks off all the boxes you would want in a movie.
Yeah.
Like it's fun. It's
Jake
funny,
was good.
it's
I hope he comes back soon.
gory. You get some, like I say, you get your boobs if you want some naked boobies. If you're a man and that's what you're looking for in a horror film,
Or a woman.
or
We
a
don't
woman,
judge.
whatever. I'm not judging, but you get that and just a lot of fun. Yeah. And this one, and I saw this in the theater, and this is a movie that more recent, within the last 20 years or so, that you think you've seen everything. As far as you think, well, as far as advances in movies, you pretty much have seen the peak. You've seen as far as it can go. You're not seeing anything. We got someone, Mormozine. Hey, Mormozine. Yeah. Barbara Crampton is awesome. Yep. She is. We got someone in here. We got someone speaking up here. Mormozine. And I'll offer that to you if you want to join us, Mormo. Let me know. And I'll send you the link because we can go on. It's 6:51 this time. I was going to cut off at 7.
But we're talking about Jay's talking about all kinds of movies.
I don't mind. We can keep talking. So if you want to join us, let me know. I'll send you the link, or I'll post a link in the chat where you can join us. But anyway, talking about just changing how a movie is made, the style that a movie is made, and I just thought, well, you've seen it all. There's nothing new that can be done until I saw Pulp Fiction.
Pulp Fiction.
Yeah. Quentin Tarantino, Pulp Fiction. And let's see, next time, he says. Okay, next time. But yeah, Pulp Fiction. And Pulp Fiction sort of changed the way movies at the time were made, because he told everything it's out of sequence. Things happen. You get things that have happened now. Then the next scene you'll see something that's happened before, but then you'll get back to present day. But then you'll go back to the past, and it jumps back and forth. And just the everything about it, the camera angles, just the way it's edited, was something different, was something that I hadn't seen before, a way of making a movie. And it's like, well, I'm seeing something new. I'm seeing something innovative and different, a style of filmmaking that I hadn't seen before. Pulp Fiction. John Travolta, who had been making them damn Look Who's Talking movies at the time, and he was on his way out, as just being just a has-been, old school, and just making, stupid comedies. John Travolta new life was breathed into John Travolta with Pulp Fiction. He was given a new career, he was brought back with Pulp Fiction. And being hip again and being cool, and you wanted to see, well, what's he going to do next? What's John Travolta going to do next after Pulp Fiction? After, like I say, being in like Look Who's Talking 4 or whatever,
Yeah, they did a whole basket of those suckers.
Yeah, and then but he was revitalized with Pulp Fiction, John Travolta. But yeah, and then it just the what was the movie that Quentin and Tarantino went before? What's the name of that damn movie? But anyway, the guy's ears get cut off and all that.
I don't know, but I tell you what I liked Travolta in Face Off.
Face Off, yeah, is it Nick Cage in it?
Yeah, him and Nick Cage.
Yeah,
that is a very good movie.
And like I say, it was Pulp Fiction that revitalized his career, just kind of brought him back and made him cool again, and made him,
made you want to see him. Made him
stupid, sex comedy or romantic comedies and stuff or whatever. And like I say, the Look Who's Talking and stuff. It brought him back to life, Pulp Fiction. But Okay. Well, do you have one more, Kathy? We got about 5 minutes. So do you have
Yeah.
one?
Okay. My last one, and I don't have physical media. I don't have much physical media, but it's one that I don't think gets enough credits, and that's 13 Ghosts.
I,
But
I
yeah,
don't know if I've seen that, and I've heard a lot of people
you
talk.
need to see it, Jay. The CGI in this thing is, oh my gosh, it's crazy. Um, it's almost like you're in one of those rooms that spins around, and you see different scenes are just hitting you all the time. You're not, I mean, that's just the premise of it. Or all of a sudden, a glass wall will come down and there's ghosts behind it. Or there's severed bodies that are cut in half behind it. Or it's just wicked, man. And the premise is this guy has inherited this mansion from his eccentric, I believe it was his uncle, might have been grandfather, any family member, and he's inherited this. And this guy was a scientist, right? So, when he goes into this place, he has no clue what he's about to walk in on. So I don't think it's given enough accolades. I really don't. 13 Ghosts is a really good movie. I mean, I will watch it every so often. And I think I have a physical copy, but it's over at my daughter's house still. But I watch it because, oh man, you forget there's so many different kinds of special effects in it. You forget because there's so many that hit you all at once. You know what I mean? Yeah, you got to see
Yeah,
that.
and I've heard other people talk about 13 Ghosts. That
Yeah,
you
it's
know,
good. It really is. You got to see it.
I've never seen it, but yeah.
It and Pirate Radio.
Yeah, okay. That Pirate Radio. Okay. No. And I'll write that down too. I wrote Pirate Radio down last night, so I'll
Yeah.
13 Ghosts. But okay. All right. Well, this has
Okay.
been a good, like I say, I wanted to test out StreamYard, and we'll see if I don't see a place, because on YouTube I see the thumbs up, but I don't see it here in StreamYard. So
No, I don't either.
I'm assuming there's a thumbs up on the YouTube stream.
Yeah.
And if you would give us a thumbs up,
Yeah, please.
whether you're watching it now or watch it later, if you would give us a thumbs up, because this is something I want to keep building. If you like what you're seeing, if you would spread the word, kind of, get more people joining the channel, and more people tuning in to Being Real.
Let me chime in if I may. Jay's open to suggestions for streams. So if you want to talk about, your favorite books, like I want us to do a Alfred Hitchcock, talk about his different shows and such, and movies, and so if you want to come in and guest with us, that's cool. It's Jay's channel, but I'm a sister, so I nosy in on his business. And I know he don't mind me saying we appreciate everybody that looks.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And every thumbs up helps a lot, helps the channel a lot. And sharing. And if you'll hit that bell, click on that bell, you'll get any notification, gives you a heads up before Jay's gonna be on. And anyway, that I'm done. I appreciate it, Jay.
Well, and I appreciate that, Kathy. And I'll probably pick a day within the next few days, and I think maybe that's what we'll do. We'll talk about Hitchcock. That'll be our next show.
Okay.
That's a good idea, and of course, like I say, just so many movies, so many great movies that we could talk about, and so yeah, if anyone that's watching this now or watching this later, I think that's what we'll talk about next. We'll talk about Hitchcock films. So if you want to come in and join us, Jake, if you're
Jake said he
Chinese that day, and I'll pick a day. It'll be within the next few days. I don't know if it'll be tomorrow, but it may be. It might be Tuesday or something like that.
Tomorrow's kind of booked for me.
Tomorrow night, so I don't know. I have to see what the weather's going to do. But within the next few days, we'll do that. We'll do the next show, and I think that's what we'll do. We'll talk about Hitchcock. Good idea and a good subject. And but yeah, you guys, thank you so much for everyone that showed up today. Didn't have a very big crowd today, but thank you so much. And if you're watching this later, like I say, if you would give us a thumbs up and let me know if you want to join us with that chat for Hitchcock. We'd like to get, I think I can get up to 6 because I'm using the free version right now of StreamYard. So I think I can get up to 6 people.
Hey,
Now, I
Joe,
don't know if that includes me. So might be 5 other people. I don't know.
I found out something that you might want to know about YouTube. After the stream, it'll have a comment box, and anybody that leaves a comment, you get it immediately. It gets sent to you.
Yeah, I get an email because there was someone had commented about the show we did about favorite films that said that he really loved Jaws. I forget who the person was. I don't think he was in chat, but he said, yeah, that's a good, Jaws is a good one. But what was his favorite? I forget what his favorite was. It wasn't Jaws though, but he said what his favorite was, but and now I'm forgetting what it is. But anyway.
Oh yeah. But anyway,
I get an email notification if someone leaves.
Good. I just want to let people know so that way if they want to go ahead and comment on this, that you will get it pretty quick. Okay.
Well, yeah, thank you, sis. Thank you, everybody. And we'll do this again. And like I say, I think it'll be within the next few days. And I'll make a post, and we'll give you all alerts of when the next show is going to be. But I think that's what we'll do. We'll talk about Hitchcock. And okay, sis, thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Sure, I enjoyed it, Jay. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.